Hey everybody, what's going on? Big Limpin back again. I hope you have all had a great week. And once again, I'll be talking about more of my recent comic book pickups. And once again, they are all Image comics because they're the best. I mean, I love Marvel and DC. As you know, most of my shelves were Marvel and DC, or still are Marvel and DC. But like I said in my comic book tour video or comic book collection tour video, I am thinking about selling it or at least downsizing my collection because there's a lot that I don't read, a lot that I don't plan on reading again because I definitely have kind of gotten a little bit of fatigue from Marvel and DC. I love the Absolute stuff. Finally dropped Absolute Superman because fuck that shit. Same with Ultimate Wolverine. But yeah, only the Absolute and Ultimate stuff has kind of really kept me interested in the superhero stuff. But for the most part, I have definitely gone full Image fanboy. And here is more proof of that. First book picked up is Prophet, book 1, Remission. I don't know what I was expecting. It was like a blind read. Never heard of it. Well, I've heard of the series. I never knew what it was about. And it was used at a local comic book store. And so I decided to pick it up for $7, which, awesome. And holy shit, it's amazing. I don't think I've ever read anything like this. It's got some of the coolest looking art that I think I've ever seen. Really interesting concepts, and it's just very unique in a way that only Image Comics can put something out. And I'm really glad I decided to check this series out because it has been awesome. And I definitely need to look at more of the books. Hopefully they do like a hardcover or something, a collected hardcover edition, because that would be great too. But anyways, on to the next ones. So I got 2 books by Dennis Camp, which, if you don't know who he is probably the fastest rising star in comic books right now. He's got multiple projects, and he just announced a project with DC under the Vertigo label, which really excited for. It looks awesome, and he reunites with the artist from one of the books I got today, whose name I cannot pronounce, or at least I'm not comfortable pronouncing. I don't want to mess it up or anything like that. But anyways, let's talk about it. I got Volume 1 of Assorted Crisis Events. I've been hearing nothing but incredible things about this series. I mean, like I said, Dennis Camp is incredible. I've read Ultimates Volume 1. I need to pick up the second trade paperback because I know I've heard it just keeps getting better. And I really don't doubt it given how talented of a writer he is, but finally was able to pick this one up. I've been hearing, like I said, nothing but great things. It looks incredible. It's got such a personal touch to it. Very of the times kind of thing, but a lot of experimental stuff going on with both the art and the writing. So I'm very, very excited to delve into this. Hopefully they also, I mean, given that it's probably like one of the most popular Image series out right now, I gotta think there's gonna be a hardcover for it down the line. And I will be picking that up. I'm a hardcover boy now. What can I say? I don't want to say hard boy because that just sounds weird, but big time fan of Dennis Camp, and anything Images has been great, aside from the ones that I said sucked before. But I think I might get rid of the Walking Dead compendiums because I'm really not a fan of that. It was, I regret those purchases. Anyways, second book by Dennis Camp is The 20th Century Men, another story that I have heard lots and lots about. This is the creative team. I think it's Stipan Morian. Like I said, uncomfortable pronouncing it. I don't want to butcher it, and I'm pretty sure I just did anyways, but this is the creative team that's going to be working on that DC Vertigo book, which title I can't remember right offhand, but it looks incredible. I mean, this seems like what a modern day Watchmen comic should be, instead of whatever the fuck Doomsday Clock was, which it was Jeff Johns, so kind of just nostalgia bait. Well, not really nostalgia bait, but just, oh my god, cross-promotional synergy. What? Unbelievable. But this looks incredible. It has such a unique concept, and the art looks insane. Just the way the panels are set up. It's the same with Assorted Crisis Events, where the paneling is really unique, and I really like that about it. And again, Dennis Camp. Gotta be good. I really don't doubt anything from him at this point. I mean, like I said, one of the fastest rising stars in comic books. He's starting to have his name thrown up there with Jonathan Hickman, with his work with Ultimate Universe for Marvel, and also Ram V, who is one of my favorites, and I will be talking about him more in a second too. But yes, 20th Century Men and Assorted Crisis Events by Dennis Camp. Pick those up today. Very fucking excited for it. Also, Cubs won today. Isn't that awesome? holy shit. One more game and we're in the championship series, so hopefully this shirt comes true. All right. The last book I got, which I just talked about volume 1 of, or collected edition volume 1, which was the Sunday edition volume 1 for Ice Cream Man, which was a phenomenal, by the way. Highly recommend that series. I got Sunday edition volume 2. And I mean, I love this creative team. Oh, dang. Book's a little bit damaged. I think I got like tossed around or something. That's just like the corners, the top corners of it. So binding still looks solid, but yeah, look at that. I mean, I love that the little sprinkles on here, you can like, they have a really nice like sensory feel to it. And you know, it's got 2 scoops on there this time, or 2 ice cream cones on there, and with the double scoop on the side. I love this creative team. Ice Cream Man Sunday edition volume 1 was incredible. I love the little essay in the back about how the concept was created and what the process was. That's why I like these collected hardcover editions more, because you get to read about that. So, I'm very excited to read this. I love this series. I wanted to get the Kryptonite Spectrum today, but they only had issues 1 and 3, and I didn't want to skip 2, so I might just wait until the series is over. It's extremely popular, so I got to think a trade's coming. Plus, it's DC Black Label, so there's going to be a trade edition coming. Hopefully hardcover, too, because, like I said, getting into the hardcover stuff, and I will be placing an order soon on In-Stock Trades, hopefully, to get some more hardcovers, specifically the ones I'm going to talk about right now. So the hardcovers I'm looking at, one by Ram V, whose name I mentioned earlier, is Rare Flavors. It's done by the same artist that also did the Manny Desalela Star, which was just insane to me. And the fact that they have it in a hardcore deluxe edition, yeah, I'm gonna get it. That, and I would love to finish up the Criminal series, or at least the collected editions as far as the deluxe editions, volume 2 and 3, because those are the ones I'm missing. And because I loved volume 1. I mean, I really can't say enough about it. It's just magical. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips have really done something special, and I'm also hoping to get the Fade Out as well, because I heard that's like their peak work, and I love the colorist Elizabeth Breitweiser, even though she's, who knows, I've heard conflicting things about her, but yeah, so I do plan on getting some more, hopefully over the next couple weeks. We'll see what happens, but that is the plan. And I also figured I'd talk a little bit about a video game that I just beat last night. It was Persona 3 Reload. I know this is more like I'm trying to make this more of like a comic book thing, but I might bring some video game talk into it as well, because that is also a passion of mine, and Persona 3 Reload was incredible. A lot of fun. The only things I didn't like was I didn't like Tartarus all that much. It was definitely like a slog towards the last, I think, like 120 floors, where it just got repetitive and annoying. The shadows were ridiculous, and they were surprisingly fast, which I learned the hard way towards the end when I was just trying to run around them and collect shit, but the ending was beautiful. I may or may not have shed a tear or two. But yeah, I'm excited to play Persona 5 Royal, and I also got to get back into Baldur's Gate 3, which I do plan on doing soon, but yeah, anyways, that's the video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave me a comment on what series by Image I should look into next, because like I said, big time Image fanboy now. I haven't read many bad things by him. The only bad things I've read have been by Mark Miller and Robert Kirkman, excluding Invincible. Invincible is pretty fun to read if you don't think about it too much, I guess is the right terminology, because there are a lot of, shitty overtones in that book, which kind of drag it down a little bit, you know what I mean? But it's still a fun read. It was one of the first, I think the first Image comic I ever picked up was Invincible, so it was the catalyst for me getting into that publisher, so I am grateful for that. But I fucking hate The Walking Dead, and not a fan of any Mark Miller stuff, because that guy's a scumbag for completely different reasons. But that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment, leave me a like, whatever you feel like doing, and I will see you on the next one.